All right. Well, I wasn't going to comment on this until I started watching a lot of videos on YouTube. By the way, part of the reason I wasn't going to comment on this is because I'm hanging out with this little babe today on Saturday. Can you say hi? But on GameStop, with the stock manipulation and everything that happened this past week, I started to get really irked by all of the YouTube videos I was watching, the media commentary I was watching. So I didn't really feel the need to comment on this topic at all on my podcast or here in a live stream. But then I started getting multiple questions from clients, which is something that just like regarding things that happen in the market with stocks like this, that kind of stuff just doesn't happen much. So I know this is on the minds of a lot of people. A lot of my clients are concerned about this, what it means for them. And I've also taken a lot of issue with the way that the media has covered this particular topic as well. So the main message coming from from the mainstream media and a lot of the videos I've been watching on YouTube is, yeah, stick it to those fat cat hedge fund greedy managers, and sort of a lot of support, right? Yeah, you've heard that. So, all this support for the stock manipulation that's been happening with the Reddit users all banding together, talking about they're the David fighting the big bad Goliath hedge fund managers. But I know it's bad. But the problem with that is that if your motivation is to stick it to somebody else or to cause hedge fund managers to lose billions of dollars, you let's not kid ourselves about the motivations of these people on Reddit. It is not altruistic. They're banding together to drive the stock price from 20 to $500 a share for their own greedy and selfish reasons. Now, I'm not defending the hedge fund managers. If they choose to short stocks, especially if they're doing it for manipulation purposes, that's just as bad as what the Reddit users are doing. But let's not kid ourselves about, the David and Goliath scenario here. The other thing is that if you think about it, so people were buying the GameStop stock on the way up, right? People started to jump on the bandwagon and get in. People were buying the stock. I don't know what it's trading at now, but it got as high as like $500 a share. Somebody was buying that at $500 a share. So it hurts me to think about the people who kind of jumped on this bandwagon, buying it at $300 a share, $500 a share. There's no fundamental reason why GameStop should be trading at that level. It is a dying business. So anybody who says otherwise is not being honest. The other thing that I really felt called to create this video was because that nobody is talking about, no one makes the connection between hedge fund managers and who they actually manage money for. So if you have a pension from, let's say you're in a labor union or you're a government employee or you work for a corporation that has a pension, guess what? Your pension, I would almost guarantee you that your pension has hedge fund money in it. So it's directly hurting not just the hedge fund managers and these big, wealthy billionaires. That's all that people think that it's hurting when, their stocks are manipulated. No, it's hurting the people who are managing the who have money in the pensions as well, and that can trickle down and have impacts on the pensions themselves, government pensions, etc. So hedge funds, they also manage money for like sovereign wealth funds for whole countries. I mean, they handle like insurance companies. So that's why you can pay a few $100s a month and have $1 million life insurance policy, because the insurance company is investing money, and a lot of the money that they're investing in is invested in hedge funds. So it's not just impacting, the Wall Street fat cats. Like, this is a problem for a lot of people on Main Street as well. But the real issue that I think is a problem here, and why we shouldn't be celebrating the people on Reddit, is because what's happened is a manipulation in the stock market. Whether that manipulation comes from hedge fund managers or rogue Reddit users, that's a problem. because what it does is it erodes trust in the stock market. And you and me have our retirement in the stock market. Whether we like it or not, we rely on the stock market to function well and to function properly. His little college fund is in the stock market. So we all need to maintain the trust and integrity in the stock market. And so I worry that this will have some ripple effects down the road. People will see that this works and they can manipulate stock prices. You'll start to see it on a larger scale. And then the SEC and other regulators will have to step in and crack down on it. And I don't know what that's going to look like, but it is a major problem. And we shouldn't be celebrating these Reddit users. We shouldn't be celebrating hedge fund managers either, because anybody who is purposefully manipulating the stock market in order to profit from it is being greedy and should not be able to act in that capacity. So I think the most important point here is to keep an eye out for how this impacts how people trust the stock market and its functioning, how you trust the stock market, and some of the crackdown that may happen in terms of regulation as a result of this. So, there's a lot of potential bad actors of what happened here. A lot Robinhood and some of these trading platforms that shut down the hedge fund managers, they're getting a lot of the blame for this. But there's a lot going on here. It's complicated and it concerns me because it erodes trust in the stock market in general. So, thank you so much for watching. If you liked this video, be sure to check out my podcast, The 1 Minute Retirement Tip. I have links in the description below, and I will see you next time. Say bye, Theodore.